Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you how to do the second assignment in Module 1. Again, we're still talking about the various disciplines. And so you're going to start by looking at this Explore Comparative Analysis. And it points out to you that you're going to read each of the following articles and use the Comparative Analysis Notes chart to write examples of structure, language, and reference conventions you learned in the overview of the discipline notes. In other words, you're going to find examples of humanities structural and organizational characteristics in the humanities text, which is this one on Writing by Stephen King. You're going to find examples of like informal language and so forth in that text, because that's a characteristic of humanities text, and reference conventions as well. And you're going to do the same thing, the structure, language, and reference that you find in this science text here. Okay, so you'll want to read these, note, and maybe take some notes on your own and figure out, well, what are some structural elements that I see at work in this text that make this a humanities text? What are linguistic elements that I find in this text that make this a humanities text? And what are some reference elements? I'm going to give you a tip on the reference ones in just a second for this. And then you'll do the same thing. What are the structural elements? Does this follow IMRAD as it should for a science text? What other features do I see in this text that are consistent with the structure of a science text? What language is being used? What kind of language? What are the references? Are there citations? Are there references at the end? Like, those are the sorts of things, and you're looking to give some examples for each. Now, when you take your notes on it, you're going to end up downloading this comparative analysis notes chart. So you'll come over here and you'll click this download button so that you can actually type onto the document, and then you're going to upload your completed document for me here on Blackboard. If you are using a computer where you can't download this document because you don't have Word, you can just create your own box in your own program and then upload, or your own boxes like a humanities structure language reference. You can create that in your own program, fill out the box, and then upload that instead. Okay, just remember, Blackboard can't read .pages files, and a link to a Google Doc doesn't count. So you actually have to have, if you do Google Doc, make it into an actual Word document or a PDF and then upload that. So here's where you're going to place your work. So you can just bullet point examples of like the structure that shows that this is a humanities text in this box. And I'm looking for a couple bullet points per box. Some examples of the characteristics of humanities language from this text, and then the reference. Okay, and then you'll do the same thing with the sciences. Now, I said that I was going to give you a tip about the reference box here. So, Stephen King, an incredibly famous author, he is not using MLA style or APA style even in the humanities text. Humanities generally uses MLA style when it's humanities writing that's academic writing. But he doesn't use quotations. He doesn't have a works cited page. Okay? So when it comes to filling out the reference box, you're actually going to do something a little bit different here. I want you to say, what are the things that he is not doing with references that he should be doing if it were going to be written in MLA style? Okay, so go back and look at that PowerPoint and go, okay, what are the characteristics of references that should be in a humanities text? And point out that he doesn't have them. Okay, he does follow the structure and language, but what is he missing in the reference in order to make his text be MLA style or humanities style with MLA compliant? Okay, so that's what you're aiming for. So you'll fill out a couple bullet points for each of these. You'll save that work, and then you're going to come down to the comparative analysis submission. You'll click on it, and you won't here you won't see that there's a box on my screen because the instructor side is a little different. But on your side, you should have a little box down here where you can click and then upload and attach your file and submit it. Okay, so that's this assignment. Send me an email if you have questions. Thanks.